I did see one website that had addressed the issue of it being plaster, but they dismissed the idea, saying that if it were made out of plaster, the place where the head had come off would be white instead of marble brown. I would suggest that if it is the product of a hoaxer, not having to sculpt a head would make it much less difficult to have it appear authentic, because they would not have to contrive a space helmet and risk it looking out of place. After all, Sitchin made sure he put the idea that the head must have included a helmet and even goggles, so there was no need. Plus, they would only have to break the plaster head off before they applied the paint or marble dust. The object was apparently not displayed by the museum before or since Sitchin's visit, so no peer reviewing or testing of the artifact has ever been done to my knowledge. I cannot even confirm that it is actually in the museum at Istanbul, although recently one pro-Sitchin website says that it is now on display in Istanbul, but I cannot find any record of that or any mention of it at all outside of pro-Sitchin websites. There are conflicting stories on how the museum came into possession of the artifact. They are that it was confiscated from a departing visitor who had acquired it and was going to carry it to a foreign country. It is illegal to export pieces in Turkey. And two, the object in question was brought to the Istanbul Archaeological Museum in 1973 by an antique dealer, which stated he wanted to sell when he realized that it was a fake. One more interesting fact. In an interview, Sitchin said it was Alpay Passinli, who was the curator of the museum, that showed him the artifact. The foreign press recently had this to say about Mr. Passinli while discussing a recent scandal with the finding of an underground palace in Istanbul. Passinli is no longer speaking to reporters after the Turkish press alleged that he was connected with artifact smuggling, and the palace discovery was a scam involving the hotel, which wanted to cash in on the find by converting part of the uncovered palace remains into a tourist bazaar. None of these allegations is proven, but Passinli is under investigation by the Ministry of Culture. Considering what Dr. Michael Heiser has found out about Sitchin's many translation errors that are detailed at sitchiniswrong.com, it is concerning to look at this information because it seems like Sitchin could not have made these errors by accident. The question I hope you will ask yourself is why? Who or what group could possibly benefit from disseminating this type of information? I will suggest to you a theory, a conspiracy theory, that a particular group of powerful families have all but completed their creation of a new world order infrastructure, and that they know they will have to have a world religion to unite those diverse nations. I say Sitchin's theory is the foundation for that religion. I said that they have baited us with what we have always been seeking, the truth, that they have in fact as of late been providing even sometimes the best source of certain truths, while at the same time mixing in variations of this very same lie. I'm not saying every one of them is in on it, but I feel many of them are. The funding of this type of information by the Rockefeller family alone is worth consideration. The Rockefellers funded Orson Welles' The War of the Worlds broadcast, which introduced the world to the concept of a possible alien threat, or at least the presence of them. They funded Harvard's John Mack and his alien abduction research, which heavily influenced that the aliens want what's best for us idea. And Sitchin himself operates out of Rockefeller Center in New York. There is an alternative explanation for the anomalies of the ancient past, one that does fit in with the ancient text and the archaeological record. And it's even a little stranger than Sitchin or anyone else could dream up. It's one that they actually really don't want you to know about. It's complicated and it will take a good deal of research, but the pieces do finally start to fit when you plug in a few key principles. I will provide links to places where you can start your research on the description section of this movie, and I will also list them in the credits. Thank you for your time.